Matty, we'll start with you on this one. We had a slightly brief discussion on this before the stream, but according to, I can't remember actually who it's according to. I think it might be Sport Witness. Watford have named their price for long-term Liverpool target Ismaila Sarr. Apparently, Newcastle, he's got, according to Football Transfers, I do apologise. Newcastle United are now in pole position, but he would cost around £40 million. It just seems like this one has run its course.
Yeah, I think if we would have got him, if we wanted him, we probably would have got him, say, when we maybe got Diaz or someone like that, or Jota. I think with Liverpool, if you want someone, to get them. They're that big of a club, got the best manager in the world. Why would no one not want to play for us? I like Ismaila Sarr, but I've got to say he doesn't set the world alight, to be fair, in the Prem. You know, he's playing in the Watford side. That completely plays different style of football to Liverpool, but I think for 40 million, there's better options out there anyway. But I do think he'd be a fantastic signing for Newcastle. So if Newcastle are in pole position, then fair play to them. He's a decent player, and he maybe might excel in a more attacking front team than Watford. But I do think it's ran its course. We feel like we've been linked to him for about the last 6 or 7 transfer windows. It's never happened. So it seems a bit like Neuhaus, the one that you always get linked, but it'll never happen.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, Bob, isn't it? I mean, as Matty mentioned, this was probably his year to really go on. He's had a great year in the Championship last season, and then he just seems to have reverted back to the inconsistencies that he had before. But he would certainly be a good sign for most sides in the Premier League.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with Matty as well. Like, if Newcastle are in pole position to get him, if they had him on one wing and St. Maximum on another wing, that is a real threat pace-wise and trickery-wise. But yeah, if we were to get him, we probably would have got. I think the options that we've got there now for him to come in, because I think that, like, he's a good player, but he needs kind of, polishing up by just his end product kind of side of things. So I mean, don't get me wrong, Klopp 100% will get that done. But where we were first linked with him initially, it was more of we needed like a fourth attacker. And I think since the first links, we've had Divock come in doing bits. I'm not saying he's better than Divock or Divock's better than him, but there's been other people that have now raised the bar for you to come into this squad. Like, I think the first time we were linked with him, we hadn't even bought Jota. So now we bought Jota. Jota's come in, he's getting 20 goals. You're looking at Ismaila Sarr thinking, well, you're not going to give me 20 goals. And we're not sure what you're going to do assist-wise. I mean, a few people will have to leave. That's the only small chance I can give it. So I think we're saying Tack is leaving, Divock's leaving. There'll be a few more that would have to leave, maybe, for us to take a gamble. But I still think for 40 million, we could probably get better. I mean, we nearly got Diaz for that, pretty much. And you look at those 2 players, they're levels apart. So I'm sure the scouting team will be doing a bit more work than just settling for Ismaila Sarr. But he will be a good player for maybe another club before moving on to the big club kind of thing. It'll be good. It'll be interesting to see in an attacking team, like you both said, what he will be like, because it's hard. I feel it's a bit harsh to judge an attacking player playing for Roy Hodgson.
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely spot on. Bless Roy's cotton.
I think it's hard to judge anyone playing for Watford because they change managers that much. They're trying to learn that many different systems. So I agree with Bob. If he goes to Newcastle and excels, then maybe we look at him. But I think he needs to go and prove himself in a different side where he's playing more football, to be honest.
Essentially, I think we've just moved on too much for him. There was a time where we weren't as good as we are now, where we'd have took him and he would have been a good squad player and we could work with you, etc. But we've just gone way past that now, that when you come into this team, there's a different level that you've got to be on to be able to, for us to be like, right, okay, we can work with this.
Do you guys think that he will ever reach the top level? Or do you think he's destined to sort of be, and by top level, I'm talking like the minuscule, the 6, probably the big 6 being the sort of the top level, or maybe over in Europe. Do you think he's probably past that? But he is still only 24, so he seems like he's been around for ages.
I think, to be honest, I think Eddie Howe could get a lot out of him. I think he's a phenomenal coach. I think he's criminally underrated by quite a lot of people as well, Eddie Howe. But I think when you go to that big 6 club, you're working with a different caliber of manager who gets that 10% more out of you. So I wouldn't want to say no, he's past that until I've seen him maybe go and perform for like a Newcastle or a West Ham or something like that. Someone who next year will probably be challenging for the other European spaces.
Definitely. It's certainly an interesting one. But at 40 million, I think is a pretty overall consensus saying that we would not be looking at Ismaila Sarr.